Welcome to a new video. In this video I will be describing the process of neurulation. Well, if we can see here in the first step, we'll talk about the ectoderm. But for some context, the ectoderm is one of the three germ layers that is formed during gastrulation, and gastrulation occurs in week 3. And this neurulation process is essentially kind of the differentiation of the ectoderm into the various structures also containing the neural tube, and this neurulation process happens at the end of week 3 and oftentimes in the beginning of week 4. Okay, so the first step in neurulation, what we essentially have is the ectoderm, which extends in these directions, and the ectoderm. Some cells of the ectoderm will start to differentiate. And what is the trigger for this differentiation? Well, the notochord here, which is a mesoderm-derived structure, the notochord will give out chemical messengers towards the cells of the ectoderm, and these cells will then start to differentiate, forming the neural plate, which is this purple structure, and also this green structure, which is the neural plate border. And these, the neural plate border, will become two different types of structures. And then next to the notochord, you also have some other mesoderm derived structure that will become clear later on in the process. Then in the next step, what we have is that this neural plate starts to fold inwards, and convergence starts to occur. So these sides will start to move towards each other, kind of budding off the neural tube. And this neural plate will eventually then form the neural tube in the next step. And this structure here is called the neural groove now, because essentially the neural plate is kind of folded inwards, resembling the structure of a neural groove. And the neural plate border these cells are now called the neural crest cells, which will make up part of the peripheral nervous system. And as you can see here, we also have this, the mesoderm-derived tissue as well as the notochord here. Well, then in the next step, what happens is, like here we can see this blue area has eventually been elongated, well, because it's already there, so it has connected to each other now. And then we have this big blue structure, which is still the ectoderm. And underneath the ectoderm, you have the neural crest cells, which is also kind of different layer that will differentiate into the spinal ganglion in the next step. And what we have here is the neural tube. So the neural tube has formed, and then here we have still the mesoderm, and then here we have the notochord. So this is a bit of how it starts, and then these neural crest cells, of course, will form a part of the peripheral nervous system, which is the spinal ganglion. And then essentially, when at the last step of neurulation, everything becomes a bit more clear. Then we have here, which was essentially the ectoderm. It will become the epidermis. Then we have the neural tube, which the neural tube is very important for the formation of the early brain and also the spinal cord. And then we also have here the spinal ganglion, which are formed from the neural crest cells located here. And the spinal ganglion are very important for the the sending of impulses to the central nervous system. So the sensory information is sent to the central nervous system by means of the spinal ganglion connector. Therefore, the spinal ganglion are very important in the peripheral nervous system. And then lastly, we have the somites. The somites are mesodermally derived, same as the notochord, and the somites play a very important role in the formation of, for example, myotomes, so for the formation of muscles itself, and also sclerotomes, so for bony structures such as the vertebra, or the ribs, for example. Well, essentially, this is everything you need to know about the neurulation process, which I've explained in the 4 steps, trying to make it as easy as possible for you. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment if you want a certain topic to be discussed in the next video. Thank you.